I went, and every single day I was buying clothes because my luggage never showed up. So, every day I will wake up thinking, today will be the day. In actuality, it never came. Do you know my luggage got lost in San Francisco and ended up in Toronto? And from that, I didn't actually get my things until I returned home from my trip. So things like that can happen. I remember I was in Rome and we wrecked the rental car. That's a whole other story. But just have an emergency fund. Lastly, the time of the year that you go somewhere also matters. I can go to Vegas for cheap, given where I live. But if I choose to go to Vegas during a fight night or a UFC event, it may cost a little more. Hotels, and even the flights because more people are booking. Keep these things in mind when planning your getaway. Be smart and don't spend frivolous money. For me, it doesn't matter how much money I don't have money to throw away, and I don't think you should either. Let's get into the next topic, which is going to be social media. Sourcing. Chapter 3. Social media. Social media sourcing. Social media is highly effective for sourcing women, especially before you get there. Dating apps are also good, but I'll get on that in the next chapter. People don't know that when you go to social media, all you have to do is hit the hashtag of the place that you're going to go. Once you do that, you'll see everything interesting going on, and you can even talk to different people and get to meet them. You can start up conversations easily with beautiful women and inquire about the place where they live. You see, it's a finesse game. Very attractive women are always getting hit on by different men, and they will assume that when you're a man who slides into their direct messages on Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook, that you're interested in them. Instead, you can take a different approach, such as, hey, this is a nice picture of you in insert place. Let's say in Chicago. I've never been on top of the Sears Tower. How is it living there? Then you'll start talking about the place where you desire, and that will spark her interest, as well as you'll be learning at the same time. Make sure when you have conversations with her that you don't just listen to reply. You actually engage in the conversation and ask questions. Repeat back what they tell you to let them know that you're paying attention and you find them interesting as well, and not only yourself. Now, personally, I'm not a big sliding into their DMs kind of guy, but I know a lot of you men are, so it's nothing for you. I'm more of a guy who likes to interact with stories, because you get to talk about something particular, instead of having random conversation, not knowing where it's going or when it will end. Instagram stories, I feel like, are the easiest way to meet women. Not only can you slide in their DMs and engage with conversation, you will often find out that they will slide in your DMs and engage with you. If you have a high status profile with a lot of followers or a lot of engagement, they will look through your profile and think, who is this guy? Why is he so important? And he seems like somebody I should know. You see, social media nowadays is actually your business card, or let's say even more importantly, your resume, and people really judge you by that. Is it the right thing to do? No, but is it reality? Yes. So if you want to source through Instagram, make sure your Instagram is in tip-top shape. I will suggest getting a photo shoot, which I'm in the process of doing. But nice, clear pictures with nice filters and clear backgrounds will work as well. Women like to see men who smile, go to different places, and have a good time. When you look like you're having a good time, they want to have a good time with you. Women are very curious, and they like to go along for the ride. They love to ride shotgun, regardless of how much they say they're independent and like to do their own thing. That's because they're usually single. When the woman comes across the man who has things together, knows his purpose in life, they will easily let the man lead them, and they will follow. Women like to be attached with success. So make sure even if you post things like food, make sure it looks good. Please don't have dirty clothes, things of that nature. Working out is always a good one. Women like men who work out. Now, you don't have to be 6 feet with six-pack abs and 24-inch pythons like Hulk Hogan, but just the fact that you keep yourself in shape shows that you care about your appearance. And if you care about your appearance, so will she. Also, working out is a good conversation starter, especially if she works out herself. It's also easy to win women over by memes and funny captions, things that are engaging and let them have an opportunity to talk to you. You have to understand that even though women give choosing signals, a lot of times these go unnoticed for one, and for two, women don't like being rejected. So, Having something that's funny, witty, or humorous that they can elaborate will have them not fear rejection, and they will almost come to you if they're interested, instead of falling back. When I first got a new follower who I find attractive, I'll go through her profile and like maybe 4 or 5 of her pics. Am I really liking her pics? No. What I'm doing is gauging her interest. If she returns the favor, it's almost like a hidden language, like we're feeling each other out. Most women like to have followers, but they don't want to follow you back. But by her following you back, that's showing you off the initial interaction that she's actually following your lead, which is a good thing. Preferably, I like to warm things up a few weeks. Maybe 2 is a good magic number for who I'd meet when planning my destination. Reason being is because sometimes men end up having pen pals, sourcing women for 6 to 8 months, even a year before they touch down. Now, on one hand, men are fully invested, thinking they found their special one or are in love. But from my personal experience, I'll get bored of talking that much for that long period of time, without any physical touch or interaction. It's up to you to use your discernment to make this decision. Also, most of the social media is connected, so if you post on Instagram, you can make it to your Facebook. If you have a lot of Facebook friends, now you have Facebook friends who are checking out the cool things that you're doing in the places that you're going, as well as on Instagram too. If you have the TikTok, you can post on TikTok and it will automatically go to your Instagram. You see, use online social media as your best friend. It literally makes it easy for you. Easier than you think. Just be strategic and do things right. Also, pay attention to mutual friends there, and look through a woman's profile to see what she likes. That way, you can guide and engage the conversation towards things that she would enjoy or don't mind talking about. You see, in the game, men think it's always about them, but the quickest way to make it about you is to make it about the woman first. I know that sounds confusing, but I will unpack that a little later. Look through her pictures and see if she has children. Sometimes you can even find out where they work or who their friends are. A cool example, if you like laid-back chicks, and that's what you're looking for, you may see a woman's selfie and find out that she's very attractive. What sometimes happens is, men get wrapped up in fantasy mode, and will start seeing the woman for what she is, and then putting off the fantasy of what she can be. Indirectly, that energy is going towards her. You don't want to do that. There's been plenty of times where I've seen women who I was highly attracted to and got turned off from a few things. This can be the way that they speak, who they hang out with. Most importantly, which is a pet peeve of mine, is how a woman treats and interacts with kids. Having pre-qualifications before the interaction will save you a lot of time, as well as give you a lot of information to use to become highly engaging and build a quick rapport. By the time you get there, they'll be in love, willing to do whatever you want, and all the small talk and ice breaking will be behind you. Use social media. It's your best friend. Chapter 4. Dating apps. Dating apps. Some people are fans, some people aren't fans. But one thing that is not to be argued or debated is this. It's the most convenient and easiest way to meet women, especially places that you've never been to or are willing to go to. Professional pictures for your dating apps are good. It's almost the same thing as Instagram, as I told you prior. It's just social media as an indirect way to do what you're doing on dating apps, which is direct. There are different ones, like Match.com, Plenty of Fish, and Hinge. Set your profiles up well. Put things in your bio, and when you get matches, try to get them off the app. A lot of times, men will end up getting wrapped up in a situation where they're going back and forth with the woman through an app for months without actually seeing them. You see, when the woman is on the app, it's like a pool of destruction. It's a pool of men and beta male orbiters. So, as the international player, you understand the game. You want to get her out of the pool and get her onto your lawn chair. When you get her onto your chair, it's more personable, and you guys can get to know each other without so many interactions and distractions. I've said this before, but I'll tell you again. You don't really understand women on social media and also dating apps until you actually physically see the amount of options that they have. Even women who are like 4 or 5s get hundreds of messages, and the ones that are 8 to 9s, even more so. So the quickest way to get into their heart and have them in your bed or in your rotation is getting them off the app. Don't get too wrapped up in how the woman looks. Go through her profile and actually find out what she likes and doesn't like. Now, some of them may be fraudulent, but you can still get a ballpark if there's even chemistry. For example, if I'm on a dating app and a woman says she likes seafood, well, boom, that's my favorite food. We have something to talk about. On a deeper level, let's say she's a Robert Greene fan, and we both like Law of Attraction. Now, we may have something deep that we can connect with, but you don't know this until you actually scroll and look. Most men just get wrapped up in the pictures and scroll until they see breasts or ass shots. Don't let that be you. Do a little bit of investigating on the dating apps to find women that you want. So when you touch down, you won't have to chase. Whatever destination that you're traveling to, put that destination in the search engine and have it be within miles close. And then that way, you can pick and choose from the women in that area. It's country, state, city, whatever, and line them up. They'll never get it twisted. Women do this same thing. So don't beat yourself up feeling like a predator, like you're doing too much in order to receive success with women, because they do it also. Don't get fixated on one girl, thinking that you're going to travel to London or some shit and meet your wife. You're traveling to have fun. If you happen to connect with the woman later on down the line, fine. But thinking like this will make you disappointed. A lot of times women will think you're one way, and then when they catch your vibe, they'll end up disinterested, and that will leave you heartbroken. We don't want that. Also, when you interact with the women, reach out to them, but also give them an opportunity to reach out and engage with you. Don't feel special because you're talking to your Japanese hottie every single day, when you're the only one that's hitting her up. You want to test the interest to see if they think about you on their own time. Experiment with multiple apps. Don't get too invested one at a time. I would suggest signing up for all the apps that are free, and the ones that you have to pay for, sign up for the 30-day trial period. Maybe within 20 plus days, sign up. That way you can source, pre-qualify, pick, choose, and interact with women for weeks and days. And when it's time to go on your trip, you can cancel it when you go there because you have the women on deck already. Don't work harder, work smarter. Use and abuse all the dating apps. Even if it's not your thing, do it anyway. It'll keep you out of trouble and out of the clubs, spending frivolous money and coming home alone like Macaulay Culkin. Don't be that guy. Use your dating apps, and use your dating apps effectively. I will also recommend texting books and stuff like that. Shout out to Playboy Zay. He has a book strictly about texting. I would suggest picking that up, because when you're talking on the dates, that's pretty much what it is. If you're charming and charismatic, that's fine. But if you never get a chance to actually have a woman feel your vibe in your presence, you won't go anywhere. Get them over the phone so they can feel your energy and your charisma. And use your successful strategies via text to get the woman like you normally would. Lastly, even though these women are strangers, talk to them in the same way that you would talk to women where you live. A lot of times, people look at foreign women or women from different places and put them on a pedestal because they're so different from what they're used to. All women are the same, in a sense. They all like to be turned on, they all like a leader, they all like a little bit of drama every now and then. Trust me on this. This is across the board. Having dating apps in your repertoire is too strong of a weapon to just be left sitting there and letting everyone else maximize their options. You need to maximize yours. Get ready. Have someone help you with your profile, or you can even look at mine. Take some nice pictures, smile, and get ready to have some fun. Also, don't be posting so many pictures. Women aren't your fans when they don't know who you are. So, guys sometimes assume the more the merrier. Don't go out there posting 50 pictures and think they're going to go through all of them. Stick with 3 to 6 and show different vibes. Let me give you a quick example. Whatever hobbies you have, post them. If you play the piano, post that. Post yourself smiling. Women like your smile, regardless of what people say. A warm smile brings women in and makes them want to speak with you. Also, wear nice-fitting clothes. When you wear nice-fitting clothes, even if you're not in the best of shape, women will still like that you're put together. If you're in good shape, however, it's an easily modest way to show off your physique. Show different types of foods. And a cheat code is, if you have pets, show them. I swear to you, I can just post my dogs every single day, and I can have a rotation every week, if that's where my mind was at. I'm actually at a place where teaching you the game is more important than playing myself. They don't call me coach for no reason. See you on the other side, and we're going to break down the next topic, which is international versus domestic. Chapter 5, Domestic versus International. Domestic versus international. This is actually an oxymoronic topic. That's because it's truly a preference. But my trick being a